The second point, enlightenment and death of Buddha. At the age of 35, Siddhartha, seated beneath a big peepal tree at a place called Gaya. The Gaya was in the rule of Magadha kingdom, and the king was the Bimbisara. Sujata, a daughter of nearby farmer, cooked a bowl full of rice in milk and brought to Siddhartha Gautam. He took some of it, he left it and went for a bath, and after coming once again in the evening, he sat below the peepal tree. He did not move from that place, and he determined he should not move from that place till the riddle of the suffering is solved. After 45 days of his sitting, he was surrounded by the spirits and hosts of God, and it made a way that a great enlightenment is going to reach to him. Meanwhile, a spirit told him that his father Suddhodhana was jailed and his wife Yasodhara was seized by his envious cousin Devadatta. Even then he did not move from that place, and he was continuously in his meditation. Gautama was enlightened there, and his enlightenment reached to him with great peace. What is that enlightenment? The great peace was within his own heart, and he must seek it from there only. The enlightenment is known as Nirvana. Since then, Siddhartha Gautam is known as Buddha. In other words, known as Gautama Buddha. After attaining the fully enlightenment, Gautama Buddha has walked into deer park. This deer park is very near to Varanasi and the modern Saranath. Here, his 5 disciples who have gone away previously came and met him, and in that situation, he searched for the peepal tree there in the deer park, and he gave his first sermon to his 5 disciples. And this sermon is known as Dharmachakra Parivarthana, or the wheel of law. Buddha's name spread throughout the Gangetic plain and also in the total North Indian area, and his sermons also spread among the people. He roared his speeches to his disciples, and many of the disciples have come and added to them. He roamed throughout the area of North India for a number of years, that is 45 years, preaching his sermons, preaching his dharma to the people. Disciplined body of Bhiksus, in Pali it is called Bhiksus, have come together to him and formed into groups, and they used to spread the sermons of Gautama Buddha. After that, Gautama Buddha returned to Kapilavastu, his former capital, and he converted all his family members. That is his wife Yasodhara, his father Suddhodhana, his son Rahul, his envious uncle Devadatta, and many other people who were surrounded by him, he made them converted into his mission. The women were permitted into the mission as nuns at the request of Buddha's aunt Krasa Gautam. His main converts are the great people like the king of Kosala, the Prasanjit, the kings of Magadha, that is Bimbisara and Ajatasatru, and Kasyapa is a learned and well-knowledge disciple of Buddha, and many other people have converted into his mission, and they have also participated in spreading the sermons of Buddha. After attainment of Nirvana at Gaya, the place has become very famous, and it is called by all people as Bodh Gaya. Buddha attained the age of 80 years. By that time, his preachings reached to the people, and people have understood the preachings of Buddha very well. He journeyed to Vaisali, and Vaisali is nearest place, which is his hometown when he was young. He stayed at Pavpuri in a hut of Konda, who is a smith. He stayed with him for some time. One day, he ate bad mushrooms and a piece of pork, which caused him disease of dysentery. He became very weak, and at the request of Gautama Buddha, he was shifted to Kusinagar by his disciples and laid him there below the peepal tree. That night, he breathed last. He died. This is known as parinirvana. His disciples, monks, cremated Buddha's body, and the ashes of Buddha was shared by many people, tribes, and the king of Magadha, Ajatasatru. For notes, you touch below the video more. For following my lecture, you can navigate with your fingers touching the screen of your mobile and enlarging each point.